Games didn't get worse. You just stopped enjoying them. And I don't mean this in a motivational way. I mean this very literally. Because if you really think about it, games today are better than they've ever been. More content, more updates, and way more choices. And yet somehow you launch a game and 20 minutes later you already want to quit. Not because the game is bad, but because it just doesn't feel the same like it used to. And that didn't happen because games changed. It happened because you did. And in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly what changed and why it has nothing to do with games getting worse. You see, there's this pattern nobody talks about. You start a game and instead of getting pulled in, you just kind of sit in it. You play, you move forward and you progress. But nothing really sticks. Nothing feels special. So you think to yourself, let me just switch the game. Maybe it's just this game in particular. But then it feels the same. So you switch again and again. And at some point, you stop playing to enjoy games anymore. You're playing to find something that finally feels like it used to. And that's where things break. Because you're still playing games, but you're not experiencing them anymore. Once that happens, no game can fix it. And this is where it gets painfully uncomfortable. Because if you go back to where games felt special, it wasn't the games, it was your life. You came home from school, no responsibility, no planning, no real decisions to make. You didn't ask, what should I do with my time now? You just played till your mother came and told you have to go to bed now. And you did that exact routine over weeks with the same game. And it never felt boring because it didn't have to compete with anything. No YouTube, no TikTok, no second screen, no endless alternatives. It was just you and the game. And that environment sadly doesn't exist anymore. And if you ignore that, you will keep wondering why nothing hits the same like it used to. For me, this point really clicked with Hunt Showdown. I used to love that game. And I mean, really love it. I didn't just play it. I played with friends. We had routines when we would meet up and play this game. And we had so many moments that I still remember to this day. But over time, that disappeared. You see, my friends stopped playing. So I also played less. And whenever I came back alone to that game, it just felt empty, like something was missing. And I remember sitting there thinking, maybe I'm just burned out of this game. Like, that is the explanation behind it. So I moved on. Different games, different experiences, trying to replicate that exact same feeling again. But here's the problem. It never really came back, no matter what I played. And that's the moment where you need to ask a different kind of question. Not which game is better, but why did I enjoy it this much? So what? You just needed the right game, yeah? But the other games are just bad, man. No, and that is exactly why most people will never figure this one out. You see, you have access to everything instantly. Hundreds of games to choose from, constant releases, and an endless pool of options. And at first it sounds amazing, but it kills something very fundamental. Value. Because when everything is available, nothing feels important. You're just sampling through games. And the moment something feels slightly off, you quit instead of giving the game a real chance. And that is the dangerous part. You think the game failed, but in reality, you never really gave it a chance to succeed. This is the one that actually breaks everything. And it's way deeper than many people think. Because it's not just about games. It's about your life when you were younger. You see, you didn't have to manage your time. You just came home and played. That was the default. You passively commit to games. But now it's a completely different picture. You come home from work, you have YouTube, you have TV shows, you have friends, you have to cook, you have to clean, you have to plan your week, when do you go for shopping groceries, and most importantly, you have to decide what deserves your time the most. Back then, committing to a game happened automatically. But now, you have to actively choose it. And most of the time, you don't. Because something easier is always available. And that's the shift that kills everything. Because without commitment, nothing builds. And if nothing builds, nothing matters. This one is subtle, but it's brutal. Because not all games are treated equally. You see, there are two types of games. Games you play while doing something else, and games you actually sit down and concentrate on. For me, that's something like Forza Horizon 5 on the one side, and Hunt Showdown as example on the other. And here's what happens. The background games get most of your playtime. Because they're easy. You can play them while talking to someone, while watching a video, so in general, while being distracted. So you spend hours in those games. But those games aren't designed to feel meaningful. They're just designed to be consumed. So it isn't surprising that no game feels special anymore, because you're only playing games that have no meaning in them. And that's a problem you created yourself. Now this ties everything together. There's no waiting anymore. No build-up. No excitement. You see, back then, even the small things mattered. A small announcement of a new game, maybe an update of your favorite game. It doesn't matter. You talked about it for days with your friends. You waited for it. At some point, the waiting felt unbearable. And now, a game gets announced, you throw it on a wish list, and then you forget about it. And when it finally releases, you either don't notice that it released, or you play it for a few hours and move on. Because it is just one game in a sea of many. So the only way to solve this is to filter what gets your attention. And the funny thing is, you already do that with content in other areas. Like YouTube. You choose what you want to watch and the rest you just ignore. But with games, somehow you don't. You put everything on a wish list and just forget about it. And that is exactly why nothing really stands out anymore.
Okay, but I still play a lot. Why does it still feel empty?
Because playing a lot and actually engaging with something aren't the same thing. Enough yapping. What changed for me? One simple decision. I sat down and said to myself, I'm gonna play Hunt Showdown now for 3 hours without any distractions. If I wanna quit, I endure through it and I will play for 3 hours. And that session was the most fun I've ever had with this game. Not because the game changed, but how I approached it. I gave it my full attention again. I committed, and suddenly everything felt differently. And that's the moment where it clicked for me. This isn't about Hunt Showdown. This applies to everything. Every genre, every game. You don't miss games. You miss the way how you used to engage with them. Before, everything was instant, easy, and just noise. And let me tell you one thing, once you change that, you will start feeling like you did back then. And by the way, if you enjoy short high-density analysis like this one, focused on why games feel special and where that experience quietly fails, that's exactly what this channel does. Subscribing makes sense. You don't enjoy games less because games got worse, but rather because you stopped giving them the time and space to actually mean something. Or, in simpler terms, you don't miss games. You missed how they made you feel.